suspects were just recently arrested in the last day or two. Jamartarius Cayez Lawrence, 20 years of age. He was arrested on February 20th for a charge of sexual assault of a child, second-degree felony, and for promotion of prostitution, second-degree felony. Xavier Marquez Green, 19 years of age, arrested same date, same charges as Mr. Lawrence. So these two, the way we found out about their activities, a 16-year-old victim made an outcry on the 18th of February, just a few days ago. She made a report of a sexual assault. And what the victim reported to us is that she met the suspects on Instagram after she ran away from home. The victim was invited to an apartment complex located near the 7000 block of Blanco Road. Now, these two suspects, to be clear, were not living legally in that apartment complex. They were what we call squatting in a vacant apartment. They had gained access to it, and they were just basically living out of that apartment. On February 11th, the victim stated that one of the suspects told them that she needed to make them some money. Their online dating accounts were created to solicit customers for the victim to engage in sexual conduct for compensation. The victim told us that she was prostituted. She was forced into sex acts for about 5 to 6 days, with anywhere from 1 to several suspects on any given day. The victim was also forced into having sexual intercourse with both of these suspects at various times during this time with them. After the suspects dropped the victim off at an unknown address, she was taken to 600 Mission Road, where she made her outcry and she consented to a SANE exam, where we are at present gathering evidence from that medical exam. The victim was able to identify these two suspects through a photo lineup. Now, let me be clear about something. These two suspects, of course, I would call them nothing more than two-bit pimps, to be quite frank with you. And I would like to speak directly to any of the suspects that engaged in sex acts. Let me just tell you something, and I can't be any more emphatic about this. If you are any of these 1 to several suspects that engaged in sex with this young lady, what you did is you bought and you raped an underage girl. She's 16 years of age. And I can tell you emphatically that if I can identify you through DNA or eyewitness identification, or one of these guys might give you up, it's really not that hard. I'm going to put you in prison. I'm going to do everything that I can to put you in prison for what you did. And so I'd say give us a call, 210-335-6070. Call us. We'd like to talk to you. We'd like to hear your story. Tell us whatever your part in this was. You may want to contact us before we come looking for you, because I guarantee you my SWAT team will be knocking in your door in no time at all. But you may want to call us before that time comes. 210-335-6070. You can also email us at bcsotips@bear.org. Let me talk about another case that we just handled here in the last couple of days. Equally enraging, if not more so. The guardians of a 12-year-old young lady came to us December 8th, 2019. They reported that they had seen inappropriate text messages between what we now know as this 19-year-old suspect and a 12-year-old girl on Snapchat. These guardians of the young lady, heads up move on their part, they had an iPad that was synced to a cell phone that the little girl was using. And so they were able to see these messages popping up in real time. And when they saw it, of course, they were floored by it. And they made contact with us and reported the information. Way before this had the point to escalate. But I can tell you that those messages were certainly a lot for anybody to have to see, any adult, even more so a 12-year-old little girl. So these conversations were very explicit, sexual conversations that were taking part between this 19-year-old suspect and the 12-year-old victim. Graphic conversations that turned into requests for photos, which then turned into requests for video, which, as we've talked about, and it's our firm belief that is usually used as a hook later on to induce a young person into the world of human trafficking. Well, you sent me these pics, now send me videos. Well, you sent me these videos, you don't want everybody in your family, in your church, in your school to find out. We're going to kick things up a notch. You're going to meet up with me to avoid being shamed and embarrassed in front of everybody that you know for what you did. And then it escalates into there. And quite frankly, many times these young people will disappear into the world of human trafficking once they meet up with the suspect. Again, it's no secret, we've given this stat before, that once a young person enters that world, their life expectancy is 7 years. And so thankfully this information was reported to us. Again, our investigators did a great job. I won't go into all the investigative techniques, and it took us a while, but we identified this suspect. He was brought in yesterday, and he was placed under arrest for the online solicitation of this little girl, 12 years old. So he's facing now a second-degree felony, carries a 2 to 20 years in prison, and or a $10,000 fine. But I'll be honest with you again, if I can figure out a way to take these charges federally, as we intend to do in any case, I hope to put him in prison for a very, very, very long time with the help of our investigators here. His name is Andrew James Cummings. He's 19 years of age, and he was arrested yesterday for online solicitation of a minor. And so look, these cases are ones that we continue to see. I will go into what we can do here at the Sheriff's Office to help keep our community safe, but let me give the information in Spanish if that's okay. Estos dos sospechosos, go back to the old one, estos dos sospechosos, ellos fueron arrestados por asalto sexual de una menor de edad y también promoción de prostitución de esa misma señorita. El día 18 de febrero, nosotros nos dimos cuenta de una mujercita de 16 años de edad que ella reportó que estos dos sospechosos abusaron de ella sexualmente, pero también la forzaron que ella tuviera actos sexuales con varios sospechosos en un día, por algunos cuantos días, por dinero. Ellos entonces le quitaron todo el dinero a la niña y pues siguieron abusando de ella. Afortunadamente ella fue dejada en una casa, ella fue llevada a